Live. Hi, gonna wait for a little few people to come in. I'm clicking people into the thing. Hey, Tony, I'm Miss Silk. Um, it's good to be back in California, sort of. Um, had a great trip. Spent the month at my daughter's house in Jersey. Went house hunting while I was there, and found several places I really liked in my budget. And looks like I might be moving about an hour outside of Voorhees near my daughter, who wants me to live close. um, my grandson's surgery went well. He has autism and he had ALS surgery, which is where they go in and they stretch and reposition the Achilles arch in both of his legs, so he could put his feet flat down and walk properly. And his legs had gotten really bad and he couldn't bend his ankles up and put his feet down flat on the ground anymore. And he was supposed to have surgery in August, and they, on the rare occasion they had an opening, he was on a waiting list for a cancellation, and they had one. And so he got his surgery on the 27th of last month. He bounced back phenomenally. He was in the hospital for 2 days. He came home. Day 3, he was walking on his casts, which is what they want him to do. And I mean, by day 4, he was flying up and down the stairs. Scary, but amazing. And he's had his first cast taken off, his second cast put on. He'll be in those for 3 weeks. And then he gets his braces for his legs that he'll wear for 4 to 6 months before he gets the braces off. He's absolutely doing phenomenal though. So we had a really good time, and I'm already missing them. And of course, my granddaughter Addie, who's 9, came to the airport, bawled when I got out of the car, didn't want me to leave. She told me to just go ahead and buy my house, and Grandpa can pack the house up and meet me. I thought it was funny. What a sweetheart. She also, we're looking at 2-bedroom houses, and this house has a living room, dining room combination, a big kitchen, then it has another little dining room off the kitchen, which she has declared. I thought, well, this will make a great office because I don't like kitchen tables. It's off the kitchen, but we're not eating kitchen people. And I thought, oh, I'll make this my office. And then it had a Florida porch will take my long arm. That's a 4-season porch, all glassed in, and it's a perfect place. And she goes, this is my room. I went, okay, I'll make it my office / and put a day bed in there for her. She plans on spending a lot of time at Grandma's house. And I'm going to teach her how to quilt because she is really into sewing, so learning to sew. So that's going to be one of the, and cooking. She's also a vegetarian, and so I cooked the whole time I was there. My daughter and I took turns cooking every other night. And my daughter was like, oh, it's so nice to have somebody else have to plan a meal. So we had a lot of fun though, and had a great visit with my daughter, and we caught up, and she's been calling me about every other day, talking for 2 hours at a time, and they're just wanting me there. And she was taking her husband out to actually physically see the house that we'd like to buy. I got pre-approved for my loans contingent on the sale of my house. So now it's just getting the house. I got a lot of things to sell off. Major garage sale. I'm getting rid of the beds, the living room set, things like that. I'm gonna buy new stuff when I get there. I'm taking, of course, my favorite side chairs and my bedroom furniture set, but we'll buy new mattresses on the other end, and we should be able to do that with the sell the house. And, we're good to go. I've just got to get this house on the market and sold. I need to go talk to my next door neighbors and let them know, hey, we're putting the house on the market, because they've been inquiring about it for the last 2 years. So hopefully they're in a position they can buy. If they can, I'm going to get a really good deal. I'll sell it to them at cost with no advertising, and we'll get very reduced realtor fees. And I won't have to put it on the market, so to say. We can just handle it with a realtor pushing the legal paperwork through. Other than that, I'm still suffering from, I've been home a week. I've been suffering from jet lag. I've still got my days and nights mixed up, and still tired a lot, because we went out last night, went dancing, and 7:30, I was tired. I was ready to go home and go to bed. Yeah, which is what we did. We came home, went to bed. I went to bed. It's funny. I went back east, and I was in bed at 8:30 every night, right to sleep, slept good the whole time I was there. And coming back to California, where we're 3 hours earlier, it seems to be throwing me off. So I miss you all too. And I've got so much to do around my house. I haven't started. I've taken the week off, just trying to recoup. Dean's going to join me. Are you back, Dean? Are you going to come on with me still, or? Hey, Barbie. I'm just adding people to the list now as people start wandering in and getting my notification. Hey, Mary Lloyd. Got you. Let's see. Grab Mary Lloyd. Oh. Dean said he has to take his daughter to work in 30 minutes, so he may or may not be jumping on today. Depends on how long I run today. I'm trying to stick around an hour, but if we go over, he can jump in and say hi, and maybe throw a couple readings. Anyways, I was really surprised. Everything in the Jersey area is so much cheaper than it is in California. And the produce, because they do a lot of local grown produce. California uses a lot of pesticides because we do major commercial crop that go all over the world, and all over the United States. They don't use the pesticides in Jersey like they do California. The food tastes so good. And we found this great market that does nothing but produce, eggs, produce milk. It's phenomenal. My daughter and I had a heyday, and I introduced my daughter to, of all things, leeks. She'd never cooked with leeks. She'd never tasted leeks. And I made tomato leek soup one night. I said, trust me, you're going to like them. And I don't know why I guess I didn't cook with them back when she was younger. So I made tomato leek soup, and then I made a great big pot of it. And then with the leftovers, I turned it into broccoli cheese soup. Great conversion recipe to take. And of course, my grandkids love soups, and Addie is like me. She's vegetarian. She's very little meat. So she's on her foot cooking with me all the time, which is fun. But had a really good time. Picked up some new recipes for my daughter. Is quick, easy, but creative meal prepping that she can get the kids to eat. Of course, my grandsons, they don't eat regular food. They live on chicken nuggets. They're because of the autism, they have food issues, food texture issues. Never seen kids live on peanut butter sandwiches and chicken nuggets. And very little of them in between. They're not sweet eaters or anything. And my youngest grandson, Odie, who's just an incredible child. Got long, red, loopy hair down to his waist. He's never had his hair cut. My daughter's trimmed the ends a little bit a couple times. Big, loopy curls, though. I couldn't stand it. Hey, here's Dean. Hi, Dean. Throw up with me before I have to leave. I was going to throw for the consensus first. And catch everybody up on what you're up to nowadays.
Nothing too much.
School's out.
For a little bit, yeah.
And then he's going to teach summer school for what, a month?
Yeah, for a month. And then I'm going on a cruise next month. Yes. So not too much is going on. Bye, dear.
Okay, to get home.
Yeah. And leaving
a general on the consensus.
Oh, no, you can go ahead.
Okay. And I'm way behind on politics. So other than catching mostly the birthday party's been ruined, gets all the entertainment's bailing out. I thought was funny. And there's no King's Day march that day to let for the people to let them know how they really feel.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of funny. I really haven't, and whatever lawsuits he's got going, he's not doing well. Except on people talking about this suit, that suit, and another, but no details of what the heck is going on. But the courts don't seem to be supporting him much anymore. We'll see. I think he's on his last leg. He looks horrible. Okay, the underlying card of the reading is the Two of Pentacles. So I think we're all trying to find some balance here with the way the economy's going, gas prices, which have now gone up again. So when I left home, they were $4.79 here. Now they were $5.79. Filled the gas tank up yesterday, and I was like, it was running for $4.79 in Jersey when I was there when Crystal filled her tank up the day I left. So they're running about $1 less. California gas prices are high. And I live in Central Valley. I heard Linda G say they're paying $7 a gallon. She's up north. And I have no idea what Southern California is, like the LA area, San Diego. They're probably up around $7.5. Also, San Francisco, same thing, would be up in the $7.5. Ridiculous. And that's followed by the Eight of Swords. And we're reflecting on our past and trying to work through our future. I see no change. I mean, things are going to change. We're still going to have a tougher time. The Page of Cups. It's followed by the Page of Cups. So Page is telling us, it's not going to be instant. It's a messenger. We will survive this. We will come out of it. And then we have the Three of Cups celebration. So it's going to get tougher before it gets better. We're going to have to find new resources. It's up to us to make the change of how we're going to move forward, because we are not going to turn into before Trump. Nothing's ever going to be the same as it was. So it's going to be up to the consensus, we the people, to pull together, pull our resources, find ways to survive, find ways to cut expenses, use our skills, our trade, things to save money. I'm planning on planting gardens as soon as I get landed there, and I'll start growing vegetables and stuff. I will have some room to do that. I'm not going to have the garden I used to, but I will be able to probably get enough general food to supplement my income and my grocery bill, and get to put some canned goods back, because I love to can. But hey, there's great produce market. The prices are good, and I can buy some of the stuff I want to put up for later too. So I make bread. I like to cook. So I don't know, one of these days, maybe once I get resettled, if I have a good kitchen layout where I can shoot, maybe I'll do some cooking videos or something on it, and make another website to do some of that, because I like to do it. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, on with this reading. Coming into this reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I think financially we are still doing okay. We're watching our pennies. We're not out buying all the big screen TVs, and you get your tax return. You're holding on to your money. You're being frugal with it. You're not out there buying all the everything we want type, the way we've always lived. The list of what you want versus what you need is getting a lot slimmer, and we're not spending lots of money. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Strawberry Rhubarb's in the room. We got to get together, catch up, and talk about doing a little bit of collaboration, Sharon. I know we've been saying that for months. We just need to do it. But I think financially, I think we're all still holding on to our pennies. We're being very frugal as we're moving forward. I don't see us going broke. Our economy is going to be tough. We're going to have to bend with the way the economy is moving, and be careful with our resources as we're moving forward. Like I said, pick up a few items every time you go grocery shopping, things like that, so that you don't run out of supplies. You don't need to go crazy and go pandemic shopping or anything like that. But make sure you have things that you need. Make sure your prescriptions are filled timely, things like that, so that if anything does happen, you have a stockpile of things there and available. Right in the center of the reading, we're feeling a lot of heartbreak right now. I think it's the uncertainty of war, gas prices. They're talking about us running low on fuel. Are we going to have a 1972 gas run? Where everybody, I was thinking, God, I hope we're not moving across country when suddenly we have a gas crash and I can't get gas to get all the way across the U.S. That would be awful. But I think we're going to make it, though. We lived through the 70s gas crisis. We'll make it through the 27th gas crisis. That is crossed by the Knight of Wands. So we are taking action. We're doing the things we need to do to make sure that we are keeping our heads above water. And a lot of that is just being very frugal with our money, and watching our P's and Q's, not living in the excess that Americans have always been known for. Above us is the star. We've got our hopes, our dreams, our wishes out there in fruition. we're making that known to spirit of what it is we want to see, what it is we want our country to recreate itself into being. We wish upon the star. That wish will come true over time. It's not going to be instant, but we can make it moving forward. Below this, I get the King of Cups. This is, I think, the Democratic Party starting to rise as we're heading towards that midterm election. The numbers coming in on the can't think of the word, the preliminary elections, the ones that are going on right now where we're picking candidates for each party. The Democrats are wiping the floor with the voter turnout. So I do think we are going to have a very strong blue takeover. Will it be a tsunami and wipe it out? Don't know. Or is it going to be close and we're going to just take control? I know we're going to be in control of the House and the Senate. By what kind of margins? I don't know. I think it's going to be a little tighter than we want, but I think it's going to be, we're going to have the control to get things done. As we move on into the reading, as we move forward, we are getting the Three of Pentacles. This is us as a collective working together, us just in daily life, working in conjunction with other people to meet our goals, meet our needs, getting things done. And that's what it's going to take to make the changes we need to make moving forward. Where we're sitting right now, the energy we're sitting in as the collective, we are the Queen of Wands. We're realizing what it is we need to do to take those positive steps forward. This includes not worrying, not sitting in that fear and worry, but taking action to see that you're watching your money, you're watching your supplies, you're taking care of each other, getting to know your neighbors, getting to make relationships with people around you. The energy around us is judgment. I think we're all looking at the politics and everything going on in the nation, and not only us judging our governmental system, but the world doing it too, along with us. And they're saying, just like we're saying about Israel, the problem is the government, not the people. It's the government. And the people are not necessarily reflective of what the governments are doing, these madmen in power that are just crazy and aging out and not thinking realistically. Our message from Spirit, we need to keep, it's the Knight of Swords. We need to keep charging forward, doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves and to stand in our beliefs and our truth, charging forward and making it happen. And the final outcome is the Five of Cups. We know things are going to get worse. They're going to get better, but we're not going to spend all of our energy dwelling on that, everything we've lost. We're going to work on, and now how do we move forward? What do we need to do to get our country back on track, to reflect us as a people and to take care of the people of the country and not just the wealthy? And that is the final outcome of this reading. So I think we are moving in a positive way. I keep telling people I talk to on a regular basis, we cannot sit in that fear energy. We cannot sit in that worry energy. People ask me, do you think he's going to die? I think he's going to collapse. Do I think he's going to go to prison? I think he's already in prison. What worse prison than behind bars being prosecuted? Is the prison of your own mind in dementia, where you're aware that you're losing your mind and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's got to be a hell of a place to be. And he's no longer in control, and he's aware he's not in control. Unfortunately, we get some of the kickbacks of him not being in control, but we are going to make it through this period of time. I see his demise happening pretty quickly. I think he'll make it through his birthday. I have continually seen him publicly collapse on stage and have to be carried off on a gurney. I think he's going to have a massive stroke. You hear the joke about Barry from Becca, John, and Jinlin on their channel, on the Petty Boots channel. Yeah, Barry's gonna make a showing. Well, Barry's been making little showings of his offsprings right along. If you watch his facial features, and he's literally dying in front of the public. And he keeps on having little mini strokes. You can see it in his face. It's falling asleep. Is the drooping, all that. Those are signs of having a lot of mini strokes. And eventually one's going to get him. It's going to take him down. I keep on seeing that when that happens is they girding him off. We won't hear from him for about a week. And then suddenly there'll be AI images of him from the Oval, already sitting at his desk, making AI speeches that will see the glitches, will know they're AIs, and they'll try to pretend like he's perfectly fine. He's healthy, healthiest man walking the face of the earth. I don't think he'll be able to talk again. I heard the whole audience go, "Oh, that's just too bad. We just love his voice." No, I don't think he'll be doing any more public speaking. And after a few weeks to a month, whoever he's, if he manages to fire JD, I think Rubio will move in. My guides keep going back on for this. It could happen. If not, JD will step in for a very brief time before somehow he gets pushed out. I don't see JD Vance in office more than a month or two. I don't even see him naming a VP behind himself. That would really surprise me if he stayed in long enough. I don't think we can trust JD. I don't think we can trust Rubio. I'm not sure who's the more dangerous of the two. I have the feeling Rubio is probably more dangerous than JD Vance. I don't like Rubio at all because he's wanting to go take over Cuba and whatever his crazy connection to Cuba. He's Cuban, his family from Cuba, but he has an agenda with Cuba, and we need to get out of this warmongering energy. I do think that Trump will sign an agreement with Iran, or I think Iran will get everything they ask for, and eventually they'll be charging tolls for people to move through the Strait of Hormuz. But the big deal will be never told to us completely, but it will be us giving into whatever Iran wants. We started this thing, we're going to pay for it again and again and again. And I think there will be a resolution. Will it be before the elections? I don't think so. I think it'll be about the time the House changes and all that. I don't see Trump lasting past July, August. I think he's out August, September. I've always seen about that. Sometime late summer, he will have officially had to leave office. I think it'll go down before that, but when the transition happens, I think it will be towards the end of summer, beginning of the school year, August, September. Psychics aren't good with dates, so you can't hold me to that, but that's my guesstimate anyway, my opinion. I always see it hot. So what do you think, Dean? Any opinion?
No, not yet. I mean, I don't really. I'm surprised he's still sitting there, honestly, in that.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the day he actually collapses.
I mean, I'm not going to say that because it's not funny when anybody has health issues and collapses.
Oh, no.
But what I will say is that with him and his predecessor Biden too, there needs to be restrictions. I would think with age and health. I think the older president gets, I really feel like we as a country or as that Congress and the judicial branch need to look at term limits for each position, because there should be no lifelong judges. I
And
mean,
mandatory retirement ages.
mandatory
I know
retirement.
people in their 70s and
They're
pushing.
in a major disconnect from the people they're supposed to be supporting.
I know people in their 70s and 80s, even in their 90s, that are as sharp as a tick. But at some time, you've got to hang up your hat and say, I need to retire. I need to enjoy my life, the rest of my life. I need to enjoy my family. It's time for the younger generations to come in behind them. Be advisors, be mentors on the sidelines for people if you're wanting to stay involved. But you don't need to hold the seats, especially if you're stuck in the way things were done in your generation. And look at how much evolution has happened since the 40s. You know, we've got people in office holding seats that are pushing 80 or over 80 now. This is not the world of the 40s and 50s and 60s. We have evolved. Look at the difference. I was born in the 60s, and look at the generation, the 40-year-olds versus the 60-year-olds. You know, you're my daughter's age. You talk to me and my daughter hit it off. But, we have different thought processes. Ours are closer than ours to 80-year-olds, but you know, we need representatives through the generations who about 70, and once you hit 70, it's time to spend time with the grandkids and the great grandkids and enjoy family and take some vacation and not spend all your time working on a job. Enjoy some life. You've worked hard, you've earned it. It's time to move into that part of life. I don't think we should be dropping dead at 80 and 90 in a career that we've locked into for life. You know, I don't see anything wrong working till 70, but you know, I'm only 62. I retired 10 years ago because of medical. I went out with medical disabilities. Best thing I ever did. I've really enjoyed the last 10 years off. Been very busy. I'm starting to slow down now, and I would love to go back to work, maybe part-time, but I probably won't. I'll probably do just more things at home and make my crafting and my cooking and my all that, just things I love to do and use it in trade and stuff and socially. So, you know, I think there is a time we need to retire though, and let the next generation take the ropes and lead the pack, and you know, and finish evolving. And it's funny because most of those politicians that are holding seats now in their 80s started in their 30s and 40s. They've been holding these seats for 40 plus years. It's time to let go of the reins and pass the baton. Simple as that. Anyways, first up for readings is Tony. And it is so nice to see you, Tony.
No. The first one you had started is Mustick.
Oh, no, it should have been Tony. She was the first one in the room.
Well, that's the one who I pulled for.
Oh, wow. Okay. Since Dee pulled for Silk, we'll do Silk first since I haven't thrown yet. And then we'll do Tony. I'm not going to change the name because I don't want to delete anybody. Okay. We know
I only see like 4 people in there that you starred.
Yeah, I have 5 people on my list. And I didn't star you.
Okay, so for Mustick, the 3 cards I got for you is the Knight of Cups. So to me, it feels like there's you want to like show your love and affection towards somebody or something. I also have the King of Cups too. It just feels like you have your heart, your passion towards a particular thing or someone, and you're kind of on the fence with the 2 of Swords. You just don't know like what to do, what to choose, where to go from. But you're going to have to make a decision about something on how you feel. Maybe when you get all the answers about how you're feeling, sometimes taking a break and actually thinking about the whole situation can help put things into perspective. But that is what I'm getting for you. It just to me feels like relationship oriented. That you don't have all the answers, but yet you have to make a decision about something. That's what I got.
Okay. I threw underlying cards on this. My underlying card is the Two of Cups. That's partnership or working with others. That can be a relationship. It can be a personal relationship, or this could be a business relationship, some kind of relationship that you'll be going into. Take your time, be temperance in this. And I think this is marrying pretty well with what Dean has to say. Don't rush into making decisions. Be temperance. Take your time. Be self-caring in this process and find your stability. Also, the Four of Pentacles. Be very frugal during this period of time while you're in this process of making decisions. As I go into the reading, I get the Hermit card. This Hermit is telling me they're guiding your path. You have your guides behind you. They're leading your way through this new adventure, these changes that are coming up in your life. You're moving from a period of time where this, with the Ten of Swords, where the harbor's, at a wreck, but you're out there going towards the light now, out at sea, moving on to this new journey. So you are taking the time. Take your time as you move through this new process with new partnerships, and as you go, as you move into that light, because you're going to get it's going to serve you well not to rush in too quickly. And then you get the memorabilia card with the Six of Cups. Remember what you've gone through in your past. It will help you move forward in a positive way in your future. Nothing's wrong at looking backwards. You can't move back into the past and try to create the past. What you're wanting to do is reflect from the past, where you came from and how much you have grown and moved forward. This will help you continue in your growth process. So I do see changes coming up for you. You are being guided through this process. Don't rush through things. Don't make harsh decisions. Take your time. Be frugal making decisions. How is it going to impact you financially? How is it going to impact your home life, people around you, etc.? But you will take this next journey in partnerships with somebody else, either in a new relationship or a new business relationship or a change of job or something. It'll be a change that's going to redirect you into a positive way, though. So blessings to you.
Okay, Tony. For the center of my reading, I do have the Ten of Swords for you. So this is just something that you're overcoming something and you're moving forward and you're leaving that what you've learned and moving forward with it and not going to compromise or be taken advantage of or live that same type of pattern anymore. Okay. It's all about finding your balance and planning for your future. All about finding balance between responsibilities and planning for your future, making good decisions. That is what I have for you this week. Many blessings. What did you get, Kathy?
Well, I'm seeing you move into a new journey, so changes are coming. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I get the Fool coming into the reading. It's telling me you're starting a new journey, so you're going to take that leap of faith. Are we talking about job changes here or promotions? Could be, because I know that's something you've been working towards. Right in the center reason, yeah, it's got to be a change of employment or change in job or promotional situation, because right in the center of the reading, I've got the Two of Swords. Opportunities coming your way, options, a decision to be made on which direction you want to go. You're going to follow your heart. You know what it is you want to achieve. I know you're working towards wanting to promote. You're looking at retirement in the next few years. So right now you're doing that final build up, that final 3 highs to lock in your retirement before you get ready to settle. And the final card in this reading is I get the Spirit of Swords. The Spirit of Swords is the messenger card. And he's telling you stay in your truth, follow your dreams. You know what you want to go and how you want to achieve it. And you've been working on this for some time now. The underlying cards in the readings is you're moving from off waters into more stable waters with the Six of Swords. So I do see a lot of change coming in. You're rising above the energy with that Seven of Swords. Love these cards. And Temperance. You've been very temperate during this period of time. Continue to be temperate. It's self-care. It's taking care of yourself and being patient, not trying to rush everything forward too quickly. It will pay off for you. So, blessings to you. We got to catch up. And I will talk to you later. And then let me clear Tony. Let me clear Mollusk. Yeah, small room today. And I need to check the board. Okay. And next up is Marby.
Okay, Marby. The center of the reading I have for you is all about the King of Pentacles. So this to me feels like you're at the time of your life where you have like your finances in order, your health is in order, and you have more control about not living the lap of luxury, I would say, but you have more control of your finances. You're just comfortable. Okay. With that being said, I would caution you about taking risks or investing in people that that always come out to you for like a helping hand or needy hand without contributing to that relationship in some way or form. Like, oh, I just need $10 to this, or can you help me out with some gas, or can you like, you can fill in the blank in that, whatever that may be. Okay. Don't invest your time in people who won't invest their time into you. That's all I'm going to say. Balance that out. With any type of relationship, it's always going to be like that pendulum, that scale, I would say. It always sways up and down, up and down, up and down. It should always do that. It should never be like one-sided. And the final card I have for you is the Fool. This could be taking a new adventure, taking a new path towards something, or allowing yourself to take the risk and seeing things through and being enlightened to some level, I would say. Many blessings to you. And what did you get, Kathy?
It's interesting because I think I've been reading on this topic a bit for several readings before I took off for the last month about there's somebody in there that's taking advantage of you, that's that you're helping out too much, that you need to sever the ties to, because the first underlying card of the reading is that severing of ties. No is a complete answer. Somebody is drawing energy from you. And it's time to cut the ties. You cannot continue to bail whoever this person is that's in your life out with making them codependent on you. It's time for that person to walk on their own 2 feet. You're the magician. You have the ability to manifest a new direction for yourself and to stop that kind of action. If you continue on a path where you're constantly bailing somebody out and buying into the just borrow $10 to just help me out a little, constantly doing that, it's going to cause you to have a tower moment, which we don't want you to have. You can avoid this. And by taking that energy and using no as a complete sentence, quit allowing somebody to be codependent on your purse string and constantly helping them out and covering for them and all that, it'll allow you to celebrate and to move into that celebratory stage where you're taking care of you. You get the stabilization in your family. If you choose to help them out once in a while, that's one thing. but on a constant is something you have got to learn to stop doing. I come into the reading with, you have the embodiment of the sword. Now you're going to have to use that voice. As a woman, as a caregiver, and people like us that get in there and we're always helping everybody out, we have to learn to sharpen our voice, stand firm on our decisions, and not move off of them. We need to do what we know is best for everybody, including that person pulling their own weight. Even if they're struggling or going to fall down, they won't learn the lessons of taking care of their own business unless you finally stand to the truth that you need to stand up and say, no, I can't do it. You have to think about what's best for you and what's best for that person too. And that person constantly getting bailed out, yes, it makes your heart feel warm and all that, but you carry that burden that they should be taking personal responsibility for. Center of the reading, it's the Spirit of Pentacles. By you taking this action is going to financially help you out, because it's going to keep the money in your own pocket where you can use it appropriately. And that devil, he showed up right at the end of the reading. He's gonna that devil energy, that person that's suppressing you, that's always asking for that helping hand, that's trying to use you as a puppet to carry them, is going to continue to try to edge in and get anything and everything they can out of them. It's time to embody yourself with this embodiment of swords. Stand to your truth. Stand in the complete sentence. No, I cannot help you. No, I don't have the resources. And you know what? Once they fall down a few times on their own and scrape their knees, they'll figure out that they don't need to borrow that $10 from you to make it ends meet. They'll figure a way around it. They may have to go and get another job, whatever. But don't allow this person that's in your life that continually is trying to suppress you and have you carry that weight, to carry the weight. I'm pretty sure I've read this for you before. So if you or somebody else in the room, but this reading keeps on coming back. I guess it could be a message for many of us too in the room, to realize that at some time we can't help you. You can help people, but you can't help them forever. So I'm just looking through the list and I was reading a few notes here. Okay, seeing if anybody else has stepped in the room. Okay, well, blessings to you. I hope that's helpful. I know it's hard when you have somebody in your life that's constantly tapping you, but it's time that they take a person that's doing that to a family member, another person. It could be a child, it could be a relative, it could be a sibling, a parent, something. It will teach not only you, but them a wonderful lesson that we all have to contribute to our well-being. We're not always supposed to help everybody out around us. There's helping and then there's carrying. And you need to learn to balance the two out.
Okay, Mary Lloyd.
Mary Lloyd.
The center of my reading for you, Mary, is the Death card. There's definitely going to be a positive change around you, I feel like. New growth, new insights and new intuition, knowing where your path needs to take you with the High Priestess. And it might be a new job opportunity. It may mean you might take on a new hobby that's going to allow you to excel and make and enjoy it and be something you're very passionate about, because I do have the Ace of Wands for you. So for me, this looks like positive change and insight into your future, what you're going towards, possibly, like, I think it's possibly a new, either a new job opportunity or a new hobby that you're probably going to get some type of money or funding from. But many blessings to you, Mary Lloyd. What did you get, Kathy?
Well, I come into this reading with that Ace of Swords. This, or Action of Swords. That's it. That's the Knight of Swords. You taking charge, moving forward, charging forward as you go. This is a strength card. This is a ambition card. This is you moving forward in a very positive way. It is followed by synchronicity. And that synchronicity is things will happen in the way they're supposed to. They're just going to click into place for you. But I do, the final card on this 3-card draw is that 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups always, to me, this card reminds me of a little bit of depression. I don't know why you're feeling depressed, because I think things are going to be moving in a really good direction. But maybe you're just, it's everything has been so overwhelming that you're coming out of a mode where you're going to have to slow down and catch breath a little bit. I don't see this as deep depression, because the underlying cards that you're reading are very strong. They're telling me you're in a moment of awakening. So that's a strength building card, and it is followed by the strength card. So you're spiritually connected with your guides. You're connected with your higher powers, and they are there for you. And you're having strength there in this period of time as you're charging forward and things are falling into place. Maybe it's just that you're so busy while you're doing this is making you feel a little bit down, but you're working in conjunction with other people. So it could be just that you're so busy charging forward that, and you're working with other people getting there, that you're not taking enough time to rest and relax and do that. And the final card, underlying card of the reading, is that 4 of Wands. You've got a stable foundation. This is a fantastic card. You're coming from a place of stability and foundation. Wands are strength. That's your knowledge or creativity. So you've got everything going in the right direction. It's going to fall in place for you. So I think that maybe to get past this 5 of Cups, this emotional card, is to remember to stop and rest and self-care. Take a break. Don't work all week, and don't work 5 days a week plus half the weekend. Take that time to rejuvenate yourself. Get to bed early, eat well, and take care of yourself in the process, so you're not feeling that energy draw that will bring you down while you're doing so much and you have so much going on your plate. So blessings to you. I hope that's helpful. But everything looks like you're just go, charge, and it's just click. But I've lived that part a lot, and it can be overwhelming when you're on a fast, active, moving pace, moving forward in life. So remember that self-care is so important.
So the next one, it looks like Sharon, and she sent a donation.
Yes, she did send a donation, and thank you, Sharon. So let's do it.
And she had a love question, like about relationships.
Ooh.
So
I haven't caught up with Sharon yet. We chit-chat a little bit back and forth. This morning she sent me a message. I'm so glad to see her.
So since I'm not trying to pull on that particular person's energy, I phrased it what her love situation is about, like what's her love energy around, just so that I can get what's coming towards her or what's around her right now. With that being said, I do have the 2 of Pentacles for you in the center of my reading, Sharon. And it feels like this is a balancing act of responsibilities and self-care. Responsibilities and self-care. I'm not sure. Is it because, like you said, the person's so much younger than you are? But just be mindful that trying to find a balance, or try to see where, how do you say this? To see where your interests are both in line at, and not trying to be like, how do you say it? Like
keeping up with somebody 10 years younger than you.
Yeah, just be mindful. There can be some age gaps, some age differences. That may or may not apply, but just be mindful of that and don't like look at that negatively. Just there could be some positives in that aspect. Okay. Um, the underlining card is the Four of Pentacles too. So this is telling me that not to allow yourself to, it almost feels like don't allow yourself to rush into anything. Just be mindful of how you're like sharing the wealth, spreading the wealth, and sharing your time and actually getting to know the person, genuinely know the person without making any hasty decisions. Okay. Right now, at the beginning of the reading, I do have the Five of Wands along with the Lover's cards. This could be like looking at past relationships into a new relationship. Remember, going into any new relationship, you have to judge it based on that, not on what former relationships were about. But also with the Five of Wands, that's a lot of like unsettled conflict outside. That could be both of you bringing like some of those misconceptions into your relationship, which that if that's the case, that needs to change. But I digress. I don't know what the relationship is about just yet. But just be mindful that you can't like move into a new relationship without healing from past relationships and not bringing that baggage into your current relationships. Now, at the end of the reading, I do have some interesting cards. I do have the moon. So there's still some things that may not be shown on the surface because, this is something new, something possibly exciting. And you're still in that honeymoon phase with the relationship and you don't necessarily know the ins and outs of one person. We know that it's exciting. This person makes us feel youthful, young again, or we just enjoy each other's company. But when it's all said and done, there may be some things you may not there may be fewer I do's than I don'ts and more I don'ts in a situation. So just be mindful that there may be some things hidden that you're not even aware of yet. And the Six of Wands. This is a positive card um, looking for victory, looking for success. Success can be had. You just have to make sure your boundaries are set and clear and understood, both of you. Other than that, that is what I'm getting for this reading. It's all about, it could be about change too, but it's whatever you both bring into it is what you're going to get out of it. But you already know that. But anyways, what did you get, Kathy?
Well, congratulations. I'm glad you have met a really good friend and have a great friendship. And I think it may evolve into something long term. I don't know. But let it play out. My cards are agreeing with some of what Dean is saying. The first card out in the reading is that Eight of Cups. And in my deck, the Eight of Cups is severing things from the past. And so remember, you don't bring your baggage into a new relationship. I know you know this. I don't need to lecture you on this. You and I grew up in the same era. And, so you don't bring your baggage. Is there hidden secrets and stuff between you with that moon card that Dean got? Absolutely, but nothing's wrong with that. You don't have to share every detail in your past relationships with the person you're moving forward in. You're building a new relationship. So, several old ties, don't bring the baggage with you into the new relationship. But is this a new relationship? I get an Ace of Cups. Yes, there's a very positive chance this is developing into a romantic relationship or an extremely good friendship. Does it take time to develop? Absolutely. You don't want to jump in with both feet. You want to work your way into a long-lasting relationship, whatever it involves romantic relationship or just an extremely emotional tie with a person that becomes an extremely close person to you. My God, you're saying this is going to end up being romantic, but you're taking your time. You're really getting to know each other. You enjoy many of the same things, but you also enjoy your differences. I don't see you as trying to keep up with the Joneses, for example, or trying to pretend like you're 10 years younger than you are. You join together on things you like to do together, and you allow each other to have your separateness too. You function like me as a Pisces. Um, you don't want to spend every breathing moment with a person. You also want space and time for yourself. And you will find that balance in the relationship because that's how you function as a person. Right in the center of the reading, I get the embodiment of swords. This is standing in your truth, following your heart, using that strength energy to take charge and standing in your honesty and truth is how you move through this relationship. But you do that with every relationship you're in. It's followed by the Seven of Cups. You put out their intuition what kind of person you're trying to find, what kind of relationship you want to build. And this person is meeting those check marks. They have they're an extraordinary person that has a vast amount of interests, wants that you do enjoy and wants that are more towards them, but you have those interests for yourself too. And I think that's what you respect in a relationship is the diversity of how you can come together, share that part of your life with somebody, but also have your separateness still as you move through the relationship. And the final card in the reading is the embodiment of cups. Yes, this is that King of Cups, that emotional tide, that strength, that creativity, that abundance you get. That person that's emotionally involved with you comes at that with a lot of water energy around it that you and I both live in that water energy. This person will help you go with the flow. They'll respect where you're flowing to, and you'll respect their flow. So I like these cards. The underlying card's going to tell you you're in a moment of awakening. You've been doing a lot of work with your spirituality, your connections, your abilities, a lot of training, a lot of moving in a very positive energy. You take the action of swords. You are taking charge of what direction in life you're wanting to go. You're moving forward at a fast speed and enjoying every moment of it. And you're finding synchronicity falling in place in life. Everything's starting to really fall in place. What direction you want to go, where do you want to move, how do you want to settle down, what changes in life you're wanting to do. You're doing all that work. You've been doing that for years, and it is paying off because you get the Seven of Pentacles. You reap what you sow, and you've planted those seeds, and you're starting to come to harvest again. Are you on your life path? Absolutely. You get the Wheel of Fortune as the final card in the reading. So blessings to you. I'm so happy for you, Sharon. Take your time, enjoy every moment, and just like Brenda and I always say, and I know you agree, go with the flow and just let it occur. So that's the way it's Pisces way. Our Pisces way. We're just going to go with the tide and ride the tide. Let it take us where we're supposed to go. So blessings to you, Sharon. I hope you're still in the room. If you're not, you can catch it at the end of the show. She knows that though. And that looks like it's everybody. Let me double check it, see if anybody came in like Trend Zone, who always sneaks in right at the end. And yes, I flew through O'Hare. I would have loved to have been able to get out of the airport because I had a 6-hour layover. I actually got on an earlier flight, a 3-hour earlier flight, but it would have been fun to be able to go down to the lower part of the airport and say, hey, meet me at the airport. Let's grab coffee or something and say hi to each other. I would love to have done that. Of course, it would have been midnight because they came in an 11 o'clock flight. And I had I didn't fly out till the next morning at like 5 a.m. I got the first flight out, got bumped onto the first flight out, but that would have been fun. I would have loved to have done that. And Trinzon's in the Chicago area. It would have been fun to meet him. Maybe on the next time. Hopefully I won't have to fly again. Hopefully the next time I go out, I'm driving in a truck, pulling my car behind me. So anyways, I enjoyed reading for everybody today. I am really glad to be back. I will be on tomorrow afternoon at 3:00 after Brenda and Anne's show. I believe they're still going on at 11:00 Eastern time. No, 11:00 Pacific time, 3:00 Eastern time, 2 or 3:00 Eastern time. Anyways, I didn't even look to see if she's going to be on. I haven't talked to Brenda in a couple days, but I usually always follow her program about an hour after her program. Everybody go to the bathroom, grab snacks and lunch or whatever before I come on. So I will be back tomorrow to do spiritual readings and oracles. And I don't know if Dean will be with me or not. I don't know what his schedule's like for tomorrow. I know he doesn't have lessons plans this week. Or do you? You're muted.
I said no.
No? Okay. You don't go back till next week, right? You got one more week
I go
off?
back on Monday.
Oh, you do go back on Monday. But it's summer school, so it's different, a little bit different planning program.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I will catch you all tomorrow, and Dean may or may not be on tomorrow, depending on if he gets busy. I don't know if him and his daughter have plans. We hadn't talked that long this morning, but I will be here tomorrow, and I may bring Dean on with me. So anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great
Bye, everybody.
and a great tomorrow if you get busy and can't come on. Okay.